Hi there, I'm Dr. Mike Braitsch. I'm a physical therapist. I'm also a lifelong martial artist, and I'm so excited to share with you a seated Tai Chi experience today. And before we begin, I just want to talk you through a few simple things. Tai Chi is an old Chinese martial art, and if you want to cause a debate in the martial arts world, you just ask which martial art is oldest and how old it is. People will go crazy. But uh, we know that while it started for martial or fighting purposes, um, over the years, it's really gained a lot more traction for health and well-being. And I hope today you see why. Certainly, if you'd like to do a standing Tai Chi experience, you're welcome to. I've got plenty of videos that I can send you in the future if that's the case. But today, wanted to do something from the chair so you can get a sense of just how approachable Tai Chi is. And what's even better is there's no other form of exercise that has been more heavily researched for its health benefits and validated by research for its health benefits than Tai Chi. So while it might have started for fighting stuff today, we're just going to try to have a nice, relaxing time moving and breathing. And the other thing I love about Tai Chi, especially for people with any type of movement disorder, including MSA, is it's slow. And some of that is helpful because it's easy to get distracted on a lot of stuff. When you're moving slowly, it's easier to pay attention to what you're doing or to notice, oh, I've gotten distracted, and come right back to the present moment and the movement you're doing. Another reason I love the slowness of movement, though, is sometimes that spasticity or muscle tone and tightness that can come from certain symptoms from MSA or other cerebellar issues. They're often mitigated or easier to work with if you're moving slowly. So sometimes people say to me, well, hang on, Mike, I've got MSA or I've got Parkinson's or I've got PSP. I move slowly enough. And this is different. Yeah. When we practice today, I want you to think about moving even more slowly than you think you should. One more thing before we jump in is I love Tai Chi because it's so easily modified. So as we go through our practice, if you feel like something hurts, just do what feels good for you. It's not about doing this stuff perfectly. It's just about taking some time to do something positive and move our bodies. So I've had students who can kick higher than I can, students who require a lot of cushions and pillows and supports to stay seated upright. And I want you to do whatever feels safe and right for you, knowing that there's room for everybody in Tai Chi. I always like to start, though, with a traditional beginning where we can sit nice and tall, we can bring our shoulders back, and we can just give each other and the area we practice a slight bow. And we'll do a little bit of a warm up, just some gentle movements. You might give yourself a hug and do some twisting. And you see, I'm in a chair here. My challenge to you when you're doing this, if you can tolerate it, is a lot of times when I do chair exercise, I see people kind of slumped in the back of the seat like this, and I want you to try to sit up tall if you can and really elongate that spine while we do things throughout this class, knowing that the back of the chair is there if you need it. I know sometimes I've had patients in the past who have a lot of cerebellar involvement and it's hard to steady some movements. So in that case, using the back of that chair could be helpful. But if you don't need it, I want you to scoot forward, sit up tall. Next up, we're going to do some big shoulder rolls. So we're just bringing our shoulders up towards the ears, back towards the back of your spine, like you're squeezing those shoulder blades in, and down. We'll do a few this way, up, back, and down. Bigger movements than you think you need to. And there are so many research studies that have come out over the years looking at the role of Tai Chi in helping people with movement disorders, especially as it relates to balance and as it relates to postural control. Let's change directions with our shoulder rolls here. So now we're going to bring those shoulders back towards the spine, up and forward and around. Big circles up and forward and back down. And if you think about where do people run into trouble in daily life with movement disorders like MSA, certainly balance is something to work on. And you can make a strong argument, well, hey, hang on a second there, Mike, we're sitting in a chair. We're not going to do as much balance training as we could standing. That's true. That's true. But the other big benefit is postural control. And that plays a critical role in balance. So often I've seen people, when they reach for something, lose that postural control and put themselves in kind of a dangerous spot where it's easy, even in a chair, to fall. My hope for you is, if you enjoy what we're doing, that maybe you'll do some regular Tai Chi practice. Maybe you'll use this video. Let's do a little kicking while we're at it. You can hang on to your chair. We're just slowly lifting a knee up, reaching a heel out, bringing it in, putting it down. And if you do this practice regularly and you fall in love with it, or you even think, I don't know if I'm in love with it, but I feel the benefit, well, then maybe you'll do some more. And there's so much out there in Tai Chi. And the good thing too, if nothing else, is one of the most important things that we're going to focus on today is our breathing. And for everyone, as we age, there's an increasing amount of stiffness in the thoracic spine, the middle of your back, but your ribs connect to. And that makes it harder to take big, slow, deep breaths. We know with MSA, breathing can really, if you're watching this, be a problem. It's easy to have those short, shallow breaths. And given the stress of just living life, it's better if you can slowly inhale and really use that diaphragmatic breathing strategy we're going to get into here. I think it's probably time for me to say less and for us to do a little more. So how about in your chair, whether you're using the back or whether you're not leaning into the back, but just sitting up nice and tall. First, let's try to puff your low back towards the back of the chair. Meaning, I'll give you a side view here. Normally, if I say to people sit up tall, they might get a little extra curve here in the spine. I want you to push that low back out a little bit behind you. Then, shoulders back and down. Next, crown of the head up towards the ceiling. So what we've done here is we've elongated the spine. So we're sitting tall. And hopefully you feel that takes some pressure off those lungs. Then next what we can do is we can just put our hands on the stomach, maybe just below the belly button or around it. And you can look at the screen or on the wall. You can close your eyes for a moment. And I just want you to breathe in slowly and deeply through the nose. Feel that stomach expand out against your palms, and then we'll breathe out even more slowly. So in for maybe a slow 3 or a 4 count, and out even more slowly, like a 4 or a 5 count, if you can. And if you're not there right now, don't worry about it. But just think, slow, deep breath. Imagine you're pulling that air into your stomach. Feel the stomach expand out against your hands. Then you breathe out. Hands are falling back further into your stomach towards your hips and your spine. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Think of it as sipping the air rather than gulping it. Okay, we're going to do that breathing with our movements, and that breathing is linked with reducing a stress hormone from the body called cortisol. So that's a beautiful thing. Plus, that breathing helps to keep the mobility in your ribs. It makes it easier to take those deep breaths much longer. So let's use that breathing here. We're sitting tall. We got our shoulders back. We got the head up. Let's turn the palms up a bit towards the ceiling. And we're going to breathe in as we reach up towards shoulder height. And then we're going to slowly start turning the palms down as we breathe out. Let's do a few of these. In all the way up. Out as we turn the palms down and lower down. We're doing Tai Chi today from one of the 5, or some people say 6 major styles. This one is from the Wu Hao. Some people just call it Hao, H-A-O, Wu Hao Tai Chi. So that's our first motion, called drawing the silk. Breathe in, turn the palms down little by little as we breathe out. Next, take your left foot, step out on the heel, reach your left arm out over it, palm up towards the ceiling, fingertips at nose level, right hand at about the elbow, like you're cradling a baby, like you got the back of its head here. And then we're going to flatten the foot and reach the palms out. We call this holding the ball. It's like you've got an imaginary basketball globe in your palms. So let's try putting that together. We're sitting tall. Take a deep breath in. We'll let it out. And then we'll draw the silk. Scoop up, breathing in. Keep that back up. Lower the palms, breathing out. We're going to reach to the corner, foot on the heel. We'll flatten the foot as we hold the ball. And what we're doing next is really helpful for those muscles of postural control, especially those muscles between the shoulder blades. It's going to get rid of some tightness in the front. It's going to strengthen some places in the back. We're doing just like we did during the warm-up, those big shoulder rolls. This is a movement where we go from holding the ball, dropping the elbows back, squeezing the shoulder blades back with a big circle. And what's driving this circle is not really anything from the elbow or even from the shoulder, but from your shoulder blades. So let's try a few of those. We're holding the ball like you got a basketball here in your hands. Shoulder blades come down, back, up and around. Big circle. And we can even add some breathing where we can breathe in and out. In and out. Big shoulder blade motion. Okay. This will be great. Here we go. I'm sitting tall, deep breath in, out even more slowly. We begin. Breathe in little by little, scooping up. Start turning the palms down as we breathe out. We'll reach to the corner. Flatten the foot and hold the ball towards the corner. Big shoulder blade circle. Now, we get to turn into the other corner. Same thing. We're going to step out on the heel. This time, right hand out at fingertips at nose level. Left hand at about the elbow, like we're cradling a baby here. What did we do earlier from this position? Well, we flattened the foot and we held the ball up high, right? Then what did we do? Big shoulder blade circles. So let's try stringing that together. I know I'm throwing a lot at you, but the beautiful thing is it's not about doing it perfectly. It's just about doing it. So we're going to try it out here. Sitting tall. We'll take in and let go of a nice, slow, deep breath. And now it's Wu Hao Tai Chi time. Turn the palms up, breathing in. Turn down, breathing out. Reach to the corner. Hold the ball. Big shoulder roll. Up and around. Let's turn to the front. And then to the other corner. Step out on the heel. Cradling posture here. Hold the ball. Big shoulder roll. Let's do it again. I think you're seeing we're getting some good shoulder health. We're getting some functional reaching, but we're getting a lot of postural control and awareness of your spine while we breathe and move. Scoop up, breathing in. Lower the palms, breathing out. Step out to the corner. Hold the ball. Big shoulder blade circle. Turn slowly. Reach out to the other corner. Big, holding the ball, big shoulder roll. It's okay if you make mistakes. I just did. One more time, and we're going to add one last motion, which is called single whip, which involves a big reach of those arms. And I feel great. Let's try it out here. Sitting tall. Head up high, back up straight. We're breathing in as we scoop up. Lower the palms, breathing out. Reach out. Hold the ball. Big shoulder roll. Turn to the other corner. Reach out. Hold the ball. Big shoulder roll. Now we'll bring the arms in towards the middle of your chest. And we're going to reach the left arm out to the left side. Right arm out towards that corner we were just facing. We'll try to reach them out far. Big reach, head up, back up. Hold it for a big, slow, deep breath. In and out. That's Wu Hao Tai Chi. And I hope what you saw there is a few things. I hope you felt a little bit more relaxed from that deep belly breathing. Maybe you felt some movement in those muscles between your ribs. That's a good thing. Hopefully you felt when you lose your posture and could correct with that big upright spine. Hopefully you felt shoulder mobility from those shoulder blades. And on top of that, there are all kinds of other brain health benefits like coordinating the breath with the movement, lowering the baseline level of stress with that deep belly breathing. There are brain health benefits with trying to remember the sequence of the moves. So in the beginning, maybe you like this, you just try to follow along. Later, you practice more, you try to remember. Later, you try to practice more, remember, and maybe even teach somebody. Who knows? There's a lot of possibility with Tai Chi, and my hope more than anything is you felt that no matter what's going on a given day, there's always something you can work on, and there's always something you can do. And the benefits of this type of practice for some of those motor impairments that come with MSA are profound. And also, anything that gets rid of stress can help with some of those non-motor impairments too. One last thing though, you know this, but I'll say it anyways. Anytime you finish exercising, if you're going to get up, before you get up, see if you can pump those ankles a few times. And when you first get up, whether you're using a walker or standing up on your own, I want you to just be sure to take some time when you stand all the way up before you step to just wait a moment. Because I've seen so many people over the years have falls that could have been prevented. Falls from things like that neurogenic orthostatic hypotension, that dizziness when you get up. Hopefully Tai Chi can help with some of that. Exercise certainly can, but I just want you to be safe. Anyway, thanks for spending some time with me. If I can be helpful, reach out. But good job, everybody. Nicely done. And thanks again for the opportunity to talk about Tai Chi and some of its benefits. Take care.